In his amazing sci-fi book series, Ian Banks writes about a futuristic society of people called the culture. In this series, everything is free. You don't have to pay for anything. The society is perfectly designed so you can spend your life doing the things you love, which is great. But obviously, at least for now, just fiction. In our reality, we have to pay for stuff. And that's a skill you'll need in English, right? Welcome to Let's Talk About. Today, we're going to look at paying for things in English. And you know what that means? That means natural, everyday words and phrases. Words and phrases like, how do you want to pay? Can you break a 50? Getting shortchanged. Putting the order through. Go Dutch. Lug your heavy shopping home. Cashless society, and many, many more. So yeah, let's talk about paying for things. Most of the time, when we pay for stuff, we do it in person, in the shop. You go to the till, and after the cashiers scanned your purchases, they might say something like, that'll be £12.80, or 99 cents, please. Or that's $799.99, depending on whether you're buying a nice new sweater, a packet of sweets, or the Lego Millennium Falcon. Seriously, that's $800. It's incredibly expensive. Then they might ask you a question like, cash or card? Or how do you want to pay? And usually the answer here is pretty easy. You just say cash if you want to pay with cash, physical money, or card if you're using a card. When you're paying for stuff, especially when you're paying with cash, you can find yourself in all sorts of tricky little situations. Maybe you're buying something that's only a few quid, a few pounds, but you've only got a £50 note on you. When this happens, you might want to ask the cashier if they can break a 50, meaning give you change for a 50. By saying something like, can you break a 50? Or, I'm sorry, I've only got a 50, is that okay? Or even, have you got change for a 50? Wait a minute. Change? Like changing into a werewolf at full moon? No, not that sort of change. Change, it's just the money you get back from the money you give when you buy something. We also use this word to talk more generally about coins, like metal money. That's why when you're in the streets in somewhere like the UK, where homelessness has been getting more and more out of control, you might hear someone saying something like, got any spare change, please? Meaning, have you got any coins that you can give me? Anyway, back to the shop. If you don't like the look of the cashier, if you think there's something a bit dodgy about them, if you think they might be untrustworthy, then you might want to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't shortchange you, that they don't give you too little change. This is very similar to being overcharged, when they charge you more than it's supposed to cost. Sometimes, but not often, the opposite happens. You get undercharged. They charge you less than they should. But yeah, getting overcharged and getting shortchanged. Something to avoid. If you're paying by card, of course, you can avoid those sorts of awkward situations. Most cards are contactless these days, but you should be careful with these. I met a woman once in a costume shop, of all places, who used to work in a pub. One person came to the bar and made a big and expensive order. Somehow, because when she was putting the order through, her card was near the scanner, it charged her instead of the customer. Yeah, another situation to be avoided there. And contactless is a big thing these days, especially now. In fact, since COVID, a lot of bars, restaurants and cafes have gone cashless. But even before that, it had started to be a thing. I remember going to a food festival in Melbourne that was completely cashless. I was on holiday at the time, and because I was outside Europe, I couldn't use my European bank card. So I was in a difficult, weird situation, I suppose, where I had money, physical money, cash, right there, but I couldn't buy anything. I'm not sure I'm okay with this, to be honest. I mean, money's money, right? Shouldn't it be usable wherever you are? It is, after all, legal tender, meaning it's a legally recognized way of paying for something. One place that can get confusing when you're paying for stuff is restaurants, especially when you've been there for a while and you've decided to split the bill, or, as the English expression goes, you've decided to go Dutch, which means the same thing, splitting the bill, everyone paying for what they had, so it's fair. Now, I'm not sure that this phrase go Dutch is very accurate, though. I was once at a pizzeria in Rotterdam, a Dutch city, with a small group of people, and we decided to go Dutch. Going Dutch in the Netherlands. What could go wrong? Well, for some reason, when we asked the waitress if we could split the bill, she got really, really angry and almost refused to let us do it, telling us how inappropriate we were being, and well, she was just being furious, unpleasant, and rude. So the one time I went Dutch in a Dutch city, it didn't go very well at all. Needless to say, we didn't leave a tip. However, even when going Dutch does work out, you have that messy situation at the end of the meal where everyone's trying to put the right amount of money in for the bill. You know, these complicated, confusing end of restaurant situations. You might not have the right change on you, so you might need to ask questions like, "Hey, Barry, have you got a 20 on you?" Or, "If I put in 30, can I owe you 10? Yeah, restaurants can be confusing. Finally, there's online, paying for things from the safety of your sofa. It's pretty easy online. You just choose what you want to buy, go to the virtual checkout, put in your credit card details or fill in your credit card details, and buy whatever it is that you're buying. Hopefully, not that crazy expensive Lego Millennium Falcon. It is very cool, but it's $800. Come on. Don't buy it. Hang on. Your credit card details, what's that? Let's look at that. Okay, good question. Your credit card details usually consist of your card number, the expiry date, when the card expires or stops being usable, and the CVV number. That's the 3-digit number on the back of the card. Then you just wait. Hopefully, your purchase will be delivered within a day or two. Yeah, waiting. Well, that's the thing about shopping online, isn't it? I'm not sure I'm a big fan of this. I mean, it's easy and comfortable and you don't have to deal with anyone and you're not going to get shortchanged and you don't have to lug your heavy shopping home, but you have to wait. I much prefer being able to take home my purchase straight away. I'm just too impatient. I want it in my hands immediately. But yeah, whether you buy it in the shop or online, there's a chance that what you bought might not work, or it might break after a couple of days, or you might just not like it. In which case, you can request a refund. Take it to the shop, or send it to the shop, give them your receipt, the piece of paper that shows you bought this product from these people, and get your money back in exchange for the broken or unwanted product. Hopefully, especially if the product has a guarantee, a sort of promise of being able to refund it, then you'll get your refund. But yeah, what about you? Do you prefer paying by card or with cash? Do you welcome a cashless society, or do you think that's the beginning of some sort of mad dystopia? Do you prefer shopping in person or online? And have you ever got shortchanged? Let me know in the comments, and yeah, let's talk about paying for things. But yeah, before you go, like little thing. It's we're on YouTube at the moment, right? And there are rules here in YouTube. And if you've stuck it this far into the video, it means you probably either really hated it or you really liked it. If you really hated it, I'm terribly sorry. But if you really liked it, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Takes 2 seconds, helps me out a great deal. I want to keep making videos like this for people like you. Meanwhile, thanks very much. It was nice to talk about paying for things, and yeah, see you next time.